The average birth rate in Korea, which is the lowest in the world, with a population of over 7 billion, is 0.81. 230,000 babies were born in 2020, and it was anticipated that the number would rise to 200,000 in 2017. According to some estimates, Korea may no longer exist in 100 years due to a decline in the birth rate. According to the Oxford Population Health, the study also revealed that Korea is the first nation to vanish due to a lack of population. There aren't many young generations in Korea to support an aging population. In Korea, the official death toll already exceeds the birth toll. The population is beginning to decline. Many people who became accustomed to this issue predicted that Korea might vanish in less than 50 years. So why is Korea's birth rate so low? We can now start learning about Korea's birth rate. First off, a lot of Koreans today opt to remain single and avoid getting married. 46% of people, according to the National Statistics Office, don't care whether they get married or not. The striking cause of the marriage burden is a lack of stable employment and marriage fund. Similar to the IMF economic crisis of 1997, the Korean economy is currently experiencing a severe economic crisis. Similar to large corporations, Korea's primary economic sector, such as trade and export, have demonstrated a deficit state. The business no longer desire to hire staff. People were unable to demonstrate their worth by working. The unemployment rate in Korea was 3.7% in 2021, which is not a significant change from the peak of 4.4% in 2000. Additionally, rising real estate costs and inflation make it unaffordable for people to live alone. Because marriage costs so much money in Korea, the younger generation has given up on getting married. The average marriage fine in 2008 was around 170,000, which is absurdly high and more money than most people could ever make. The 2030 generation in Korea makes about $2,500 on average. How much time did it take to make $170,000? Even if they're thrifty with their money, I imagine it takes at least 10 years. Moreover, there is the cost of child support. The average monthly payment for child support is $870, or 31% of consumption cost. The cost of private education is the most conspicuous burden. The monthly cost of private education is roughly $289. It is only a statistical value though. However, contrary to popular belief, Korean students spend more than $820 per month on private education. Particularly, the cost of private education rises as the number of wealthy parents increase. Parents tend to rely on the hagwon, Korea's for-profit private institute, rather than the school, as the country's public education system is falling. In Korean culture, school names are significant. Namely, private institutions are essential to achieving the goal shared by all parents, which is for their children to enroll in the prestigious university. As a result, parents send their kids to English kindergarten and dedicate themselves to their education, sending their kids to 6 private schools for instance. Even during high school, the crucial time for entering college, they spend between $872 and $8,200 per month. The Korean drama about overly busy educational service is real. It is true. Namely, a lack of resources prevented Koreans from getting married and having children. The system lack of guarantees for women's childbirth in Korea is an additional factor. Women today struggle to work and have children at the same time. In terms of college enrollment, female students outnumber male students, but men outnumber women in terms of getting hired and promoted. In actuality, the study finds that 66.4% of female employees have encountered a glass ceiling. Particularly notable is the fact that in Korea, the glass ceiling typically affects women. Compared to men, 54.5% of women express the opinion that they are not eligible for promotion above certain ranks.
제가 처음 들어왔을 때 고졸이라고 개무시하셨었죠? 우리 선배님께서는 온갖 술자리에 불러 도우미를 뭐로 부르냐, 오수재를 쓰면 된다 하신 적이 한두 번이 아니셨고, 그렇게 선배님들보다 모든 게 딸리는 제가 여기까지 올라왔을 땐 목숨 걸고 올라온 거고, 그런 저를 건드리시면 다치세요.
In actuality, only 5.9% of women and 228.1% of men could be promoted above executive. It is less prevalent in comparison to Europe, where female executives make more than 30% of the workforce. In Korea, it is challenging for women to advance to high position. Women are discouraged from rise to high position, especially in a man-dominated society. For instance, it is a crucial component of promotion just like booze, cigarettes, and golf in the business. But in Korea, these items are typically for men.
내가 이래서 여자랑 일을 못하겠다는 거야. 아니 희생정신도 없고 말이야. 뭘 기대해 뭘.
Also in Korea, childcare leave is not a guarantee of success. Only 21.6% of parents have the ability to request childcare leave, and paternity leave is only 1.8% of the time. Although the law guarantees paternity leave, it is thought out that men and not their wives ask for it. In Korean culture, paternity leave implies giving up a promotion. Additionally, because of social expectation that women should give up their jobs after giving birth, which continue the disruption of their careers. In particular, women now prioritize their careers over having children, which lowers the birth rate. The fact that the proportion that women doesn't get married is increasing 10 times compared to the past provides supporting evidence this. How can we sort out Korea's birth rate problem? Non-Korean politicians give clear answer to this problem. Actually, the excessive decrease in birth rate is the aftermath of excessive competition society. Just like RM's interview, the reason how Korea could receive attention to the world with overcoming disaster and torn apart, Korea we worked so freaking hard, Korea endured imaginable hardship to save dying Korea. The excessive competition is taken for granted that to survive. However, these days Korean young generation don't want to give excessive competitive society, which they have already experienced, to their children. So thank you for watching this video, and please don't forget to click the subscribe and the like button.